Jane, return home. You enter the upstairs hallway after completing a successful sad jump onto your balcony. Finally, some peace and quiet. Hopefully you will find some respite from all the cyberbullying and teen drama you've had to deal with lately. It's been a while since you were home. You're immediately reminded of simpler times, when it was just you and your dad, and you could always smell something baking in the oven. Actually, thinking about those days is just making you more emotional. Maybe coming home was a bad idea. Jane, reminisce. Here's this familiar douchebag again. A hallway fixture ever since Dad stopped pretending to like detectives and sitcom guys for your sake. Your dad loved this douchebag, whoever he is. This guy is probably the closest thing you have left to a father, now that your dad is most likely dead. You consider going to his bedroom, but you decide against it. The ties and hat strewn about, the melange of aftershave and cologne, the childhood photos he keeps of you. No, those reminders could only lead to another mental breakdown. You'll never forget the first breakdown you had when you snuck into his room. You found an unwrapped present before your birthday. It was a box of Gushers, and you were stunned to realize that awful, gooey fruit snack was manufactured by the very same company you were due to inherit. As everything you thought you knew came crashing down around you, that day you swore the moment you ascended to the throne of the BC Corp Empire, you would issue an immediate global recall of the foul product and discontinue it forever. You often joked that the snacks were so nasty, it was almost like they were filled with multicolored slime harvested from plump extraterrestrial lava. When you told your dad about your plans for the product, you both had a good laugh. You have got to stop remembering things about your father. It's just way too sad. Jane, solicit profound wisdom from Hallway Sarah. The characteristically tight-lipped Hallway Sarah unsurprisingly has no advice for you regarding the tragic loss of a family member. You could always relate to the role he played as George Michael, the dorky child of a single doting father. But unlike you, George Michael was always surrounded by an extended family and their hilarious antics, and he would never know the tragedy of losing everyone he ever loved. You suddenly resent George Michael and the Hallway Sarah altogether for the happy ending he was allowed to have with his father, which you will never get to experience. In fact, you think you are starting to hate the Hallway Sarah. Someone needs to wipe that smug look off his face. Jane, give Sarah Beagle Puss. Hoo-hoo-hoo! Hoo-hoo! You guess it's kinda funny. No, it's not funny at all. It is depressing. You're depressing yourself now. Your prankster's gambit goes into a tailspin and hits rock bottom. You have never felt so sad and unfunny in your entire life. You begin to cry again. The Hallway Sarah glares in judgment at your weakness through his unfunny puss. Jane, enter room. You return to your room. Hey, there's your old Unreal Heiress Thoughtwave Tiara top. You haven't used that thing in ages. It's probably for the best that you stopped. You're pretty sure it was doing funny things to your head. Maybe you shouldn't have come here either. All you see is more stuff to remind you why you're feeling super down about everything. Jane, examine Walter Bias. Like this, Jake sent you the Periwinkle Heartthrob pinup back when you were still able to think about him without feeling horrible about yourself. Those were the days. It's funny how looking at a thoughtful gift which once brought you such delight now only precipitates feelings of bitterness. Even the innocent Mr. Funk is caught in the crossfire of your lamentations. How could Tobias be so clueless? How could he not see the pain he was causing with his oblivious demeanor, his repressed feelings of attraction towards men, and his total inability to understand other people's feelings in spite of his credentials as an analrapist? Of course, on the TV show, his buffoonery resulted in laughs galore, but if that was in real life, You don't think there would be anything funny about the situation. In reality, Tobias and his family would probably never stop being sad. You think you're starting to hate the wall Tobias too. Jane, examine Wall Swanson. On the other hand, your Wall Swanson is still beyond reproach, and Mr. Swanson continues to be the perfect man. You know for a fact he wouldn't put up with any of Jake's bullshit. You consider doing the thing where you kiss the poster, but you're feeling way too depressed for that sort of frivolous flapdoodle. And wouldn't you know it, just the guy you wanted to hear from. This ought to be good. Jane, answer.
Jane, are you there? I wouldn't blame you for not answering since I was such a shitty booer to you last time. I just wanted to formally say happy birthday. And also to pass along a birthday present. I doubt it will make up for all the ways I've hurt your feelings, but maybe it will be a start? It's some fancy juju thingamabob that Calliope's bro gave to me. He specifically gave it to me to make me better so I could get stronger and punch him in the snout someday or something? I don't know about that. I don't think I care about becoming a great hero and challenging a weird grumpy alien all that much. Not nearly as much as my friendship with you. So I want you to have it instead. Just use the code to make it. The code is... Bros? No, wait. That's way too long. Bros? How many letters were code supposed to have? Fuck. Robot. Brobos. No, Bro... something? Wait, no, there were definitely some little U's in it. Shit. I really should have copied it down before I closed the chat window. Bourbon. Bros. Wow, those aren't even close. Hang on, let me think.
You close the chat window without a word. You cannot believe that guy trying to re-gift you a present from that asshole of all people. You don't want anything from that horrible creep. You don't care how magic it is. He can take his stupid juju and shove it up his patoot. Sorry, Tobias, but Jane has decided that you represent Jake for the purpose of this angry outburst. Oh no. Oh no, this conversation is going to make you even sadder, isn't it? Jane. Answer, you guess.
Happy birthday, Jane! Forgive me for submitting this letter and logging off right away, but I am breaking with our usual linear dialogue, and I'd rather not tempt either of us to trade calls or spoilers. I wanted to give you a present. Something told me you could use a pick-me-up about now. I am sending you the code for my juju. It may not be easy for a human to understand, but jujus are very special to my people. So when I give you this gift, it is indicative of how much your friendship has meant to me, Jane. It has some magical properties, but nothing too fancy on its own. I hope it will bring a smile to your face nevertheless. But if you want to know the truth, it will become infinitely more useful if it is combined with my brother's juju. Perhaps when we begin playing our game, I will be able to convince him to relinquish it. One of these days he'll understand working with others is going to be necessary if he wants to accomplish anything. I am so looking forward to my session and catching up to where you are now. I can only imagine what kind of adventures you must have been through already. I can't help but think we've been feverishly trading notes on our respective quests since you entered, no? Maybe you are even tired of hearing from me by now. Apologies both retroactively and in advance for talking your lovely human ear off. But I just know I won't be able to contain my excitement. Anyhow, the code for my juju is Ouroboros. Ta!
You were right. That conversation made you so sad. So sad.
Girl. You there, girl? Puff.
Roxy, pester Jane.
Jane. Jane. Jane! Jane! Jane's for Ev! Take deepest Jane yelling breath. Jane! OMFG. Yeah, right. Like there is any chance you answer me with today being International Everybody Ignore Roxy Day! Sigh. Like, doing literally the Frenchest of possible sighs over here. It's wearing a lopsided beret in the city of goddamn light fallen in fucking love. Such is my sigh. I am packing totes ennui, Janie. Or should I say, ennui wonk. Wait, ennui is probably already a French word? Not sure that one needs any more Frenching up. I should know this because my last name is French sounding, even though I'm pretty sure my mom did not hail from France. I don't know. Who even cares? Fuck you, a certain language. Yeah. So, the report is that I already said to some chumps, and I'm getting max fatigued repeating it, I'm on Durst. We need to be god tiers and die on slabs and junk. And I'm invisible because of Ring. Whatever. Oh, I think your dad's here and he's probably alright. So there's that. Oh, I saw Callie too. She's okay. Well, I mean, she's dead, but in ghost form. So she's as okay as one can be who is also dead. Which is apparently just fine. So the lesson of the moral is you can be way fine and dead at the same time. Jane, let us now reflect upon the weighty existential ramifications of that thing I said. Yes. Ooh, just me and my bestie, ballin' hecka reveries today. The biggest questions which have tormented the wisest scholars and pundits for mad epochs just got so hilariously owned. Hey, Callie also said she would send you a B-Day thing? Did you get? She must have sent a code, which you have to make yourself. So, maybe you're doing that now. Hope you're doing that. I'm real curious to know what it is suddenly. Man, I'm bored. Like, we got all this big deal crap to do and I can't even talk to no one. Jane, ambiguous voidy powers notwithstanding, I'm starting to think I might be genetically predisposed to rambling at length into empty chat clients. Well, hit me up if you see this. Ooh, maybe I'll try to text Fefita. My dear precious Fefita. I know she would never ignore me. Swoon plus hearts at Fefita and thus making Crocker so jellies.
Yo, do not fuck with my heiress. Girl got royal business purposes to attend to. And do not even think I don't know you out of jail, bitch. You take a flip through my secret jam yet? That sparkle shit I left with the dance clowns on?
Oh no, is the witch.
Jane, alchemize Calliope's juju. No point standing around sobbing while getting brainwashed by your computer. You decide to make yourself useful and see what all this juju fuss is about. You got a green sucker at a cost of -1 unit of zillium, which you guess means you gain 1 unit of zillium in addition to the sucker. Okay. Jane, alchemize Caliborn's juju. You aren't a big fan of the guy, but since these are supposed to do something special together, you figure, what the hell? You easily deduce the code Jake was trying to remember. It's Ouroboros. Come on, Jake, use your head. Haven't you ever heard of the mythical snake biting its own tail? You worry about that kid sometimes. Anyway, obviously the code for his juju was going to be the same as Calliope's, but written in the reverse case to match his quirk. Once again, your gumshoeing skills pay huge dividends. You got a red sucker. This one unsurprisingly yields another unit of Zillium. Jane, examine Jujus. Suckers? Yes, suckers. What's so magical about these things? You guess you're supposed to lick them, but what magic thing could possibly happen if you lick these? And what's so special about having both of them? Jujus are so mysterious. Wait, they seem to be attracted to each other. Like magnets. Whoa, very strong magnets. The Jujus snap together to form a single spiral sucker. The urge to lick it is suddenly overwhelming. It looks so delicious. You are presumably being compelled to lick the sucker by some powerful Juju enchantment. But it's making you nervous. You must resist. Must not lick the Juju. Jane, engage. Jane, blast off.